Before I begin tonight, I want to show you a video. Probably some of you have seen this video, but I want to show this video because I want to make a lot of points on the video, right?
There are three things in life that makes the person successful. One is the knowledge the person has, the skills he develops, and the attitude he has. It can be demonstrated by a very simple experiment of balancing the two heavy stainless steel forks on the edge of the glass. One fork represents the knowledge the person has. The another represents the skill a person needs to possess. And then knowledge and skills are individual to the person. They live with him and die with him. They cannot be passed on. But they can be connected to the society or the organization through another agency called as the toothpick. If you can see, the forks are hanging free on the edge of the glass with a toothpick. If you see, 3/4 of the toothpick is outside the glass, a small portion is inside the glass. Now what should happen if I burn the toothpick from inside? Watch carefully. I start burning this toothpick. What normally people expect is, as the toothpick burns, the wood burns and the whole fork should fall down. It would not happen. I can take another matchstick. I'll try to burn it. The inside of the toothpick. Not two. Even if you take 20 matchsticks, it will not burn beyond that. If you observe carefully, the toothpick is balancing on the edge of the glass, which is not even 1 millimeter thick. Two heavy forks are balancing on that. This is most important to us. Your knowledge and skills are important, but what is most important is the attitude which connects you to society and your organization. Among the three things that I have, glass, fork and toothpick. Toothpick is fragile, it can be burnt. That means in your life your attitude is more tested than your knowledge and skills. If your attitude is firm, in spite of being burned several times, it will not drop your knowledge and skills. Please watch carefully. I slowly lift the glass up now. You can see. Still knowledge and skills are held together by the attitude. Now I push the attitude out. When I push the attitude out, the knowledge and skills also fall down. Therefore, the most important aspect in life for success is not the knowledge, not just the skills. It is the attitude a person carries. Ultimately, that holds him in difficult times and make him successful in good times.
There's two schools of thought. I've sort of like categorized it. There's two schools of thought. I come from the school of thought, the Eastern school of thought, wherein we learn from a guru. Yeah? And we focus on attitudes. The Western school of thought, they focus on skills. And this is what's unfortunate. In India, India is looking at the West. Hey, let's learn the skills. This is really what it's all about. Whereas in fact, this is a problem. Because really, to be successful, you don't really need much skills to be successful. Skills you can buy. Skills you can collect as you move along in life. You can collect. But attitude is the most important foundation. Like I always give the example of if you are to cook, if you are to make a soup, what's the most important ingredient in a soup? Water. Can you make soup without water? You may have all the ingredients. You may have all the skills, but you don't have water. So how? How can you be successful? You may have all the skills, but people can't even talk to you. You can't even sit in a team where they won't walk out, or you walking out on them. You can even have a partner with. I met successful people, successful in their skills. Lawyers, professionals. They can't even sit with each other to talk. They're professionals, but high egos. They could not even sit down and talk like human beings. How can you be successful? So our job as networkers, as CEOs, is to focus on this attitude beginning with us. Because without this maturity of attitude, your skills and knowledge is what? Useless. So what holds it? You saw the video? What holds this together? Is it useful? Knowledge is useful, of course. I'm not saying you should not learn. You should constantly be learning. Just like in VCon, we should be constantly be learning. As soon as you leave here, you should constantly be learning. Develop your more knowledge. Develop your, what's the other one? Knowledge and skills. Develop your skills. Sharpen your skills. But most of all, develop the thing, that one thing, that small thing that would hold it together. And that is your attitude. The problem we have today is that we're so arrogant. We think we know. You think you know how to be successful. Do you know how to be successful? We think we know. That's the problem we have. We all think, hey, I'm a professional. I've studied in school. I have this degree. I have that degree. And that's the handicap we have, is that we think we know how to be successful. And that is a hindrance in success. In fact, a successful person is always hungry to learn. That's why you will find a person and you would know the test of your maturity as a person is how you react, how you respond when there's a challenges, when there's a problem. Scenario A, when there's a challenges, he immediately complains, he blames, he walks out, he complains, why is this happening? Who did this? Whose fault is this? You know, he goes into this whole blaming game. Who did this? And he would not want to fix it. He said, that's not my problem. Why should I do this? It's the company's problem. It's this person's problem. It's that person's problem. So he walked away from the problem. That's scenario A. That's the first person. Means he's immature. The second person, when he faces a problem looks at him in the eye, he stands there and he starts analyzing. He doesn't react. He's not reactive. He analyzes. He questions the depth of the problem, how to solve it. You know what I mean? What do I need? What tools do I need? Who should I talk to? I'm here in front of this problem, so I have to deal with the problem. He's not looking for excuses. So if you want to be a leader, what should you be? Type A or type B? You have to be type B. You don't look at, hey, who's going to fix this problem? This is not my problem. Why is it not your problem? It's in front of you. If it's in front of you, is it my problem? You understand? If it's dealing with your rice bowl, there's a problem that's attacking your own earning. It's connected to you losing something. It's connected you being affected in your country, in your house, in whatever you're doing, your family. Why would this not be your problem? You understand? So what happens because we're not, our attitude, again, is because we're arrogant, we start blaming. No, this is not mine. But when there's no problem, you want to take the credit. Yes? When there's no problem, yes, let's go up on stage. Everything is nice. Yes, take the credit. This is the type A person. the immature. When there's no problem and there's all congratulations, winning, all of those things. Yes, yes, yes. Taking all the credit. No, I did it. Yes. If not for me, I did it. But the second person, when he wins, he credits it to the, who does he credit to? To the team. He credits it to others. See the opposite? Because see, personal development is the one of the most, I would say, the difficult occupation that you're going to get into or you got yourself into. Fixing yourself is the most difficult. The sculpturing is really from the challenges and the pain that you experience in life. So it's the most difficult thing. Question is, do you even want to do it? Do you even think that you need to do it? Yes. So you have all of this thing you face, all the challenges you would be facing in your district. Face it. Don't run away from it. Because there's a lessons to be learned in those different challenges, whatever it is. It's really meant for you. That's why it's there. It's meant for you. And sometimes problem, like you cannot have success without failure or without any challenges. So can you just say, no, I just want success. I don't want the failure that comes with it. You cannot. I'm sorry. I didn't make the rule. Success comes with failure. In fact, it's the other way around. Failure first. From failure comes success. It's called dualities of life. There's night, embrace it. Turn on the lights, fix it, come up with something, improvise. And this is what human beings are so good at. We can adjust, we can adapt, we accommodate. And this is what we are. So you have to identify the conflicts you have inside. Because we all have conflicts. And until you have conflicts inside, the battle outside would be difficult. Because of your conflict. And nobody could see your conflict but you. I recently met the son of my best friend. He's in his 30s and he's been in the war. He's a soldier. He was drafted. So he's been in the war for 5 years. So I spoke to him. I said, hey, you know what I mean? Are you not afraid? So he was telling me, Uncle, I was scared my first 6 months. A lot of my co-soldiers died. So in the shootout, I froze. I would stay in one place and I shoot like this. And so I said, what happened? He said, I was just having this conflict. I was so afraid to die. Inside me, I was just scared. So I said, what happened then? Then I realized I could never be a good soldier unless I conquered this fear. So he started working on it. Okay? And he said after that second encounter, they had third encounter, he kind of like, he said he's going to die anyway, even at home. He said, might as well die doing my job. So he said today he would be shooting, he would be running, bullets would be flying, and at the same time he could organize, tell, hey, go there, go there, go there, while bullets are shooting. So what has changed? Has he become invincible? He just conquered the conflict that he had inside. So our first responsibility, our first duty is to identify these conflicts. Because until you have this conflict, there's no opportunity. There's no situation that would change what you are right now until you've identified this. You understand this? And only you who could see this conflict. I'll tell you the story of my famous story of Kumar. My first time in Dubai, 19 years ago, I saw this doorman. He's from Kerala. This guy, Kumar, he opened my door. He was wearing this, this Spaniard matador. Really hot, and it's like 45 degrees in Dubai, just like this time of the year. It's so hot. He was opening the door with a smile. And he called me by my first name. It was my just first day. Called me by my first name, and he said, "Oh, Mr. Bismark, you're vegetarian. You should go to Kamat restaurant. There's this nice vegetarian place. You could eat idli, dosa, and all of this amazing food, blah, blah, blah." And I was shocked. When I came back, I gave him $100 because I was so happy with the extra service that he gave. So one time, I called him. He was free, so I invited him for some Arabic coffee and dates. So we sat down, we were chatting. I said, "Hey, Kumar, what's your story?" Because I was miserable in Dubai. Because I was in Australia, the beautiful land of Australia. So that was my conflict, okay, in the beginning. Until I met Kumar. So I asked Kumar, "What's your story?" I want to learn from everybody. "What's your story, Kumar?" "Oh, sir, just 6 months ago, I'm one miserable Indian from Kerala." I said, "Why?" "Because, I have a degree. All of us from Kerala has degrees. I'm an engineer. I'm like this, I'm like that. Then they asked me to open up door. I'm a doorkeeper outside. All of my friends, they're inside working in an air condition. I should be there." That was what he was thinking. So he had a long face. He was upset. Because he was a doorman, as he was telling me the story. So I said, "What happened to you?" "Oh, until my VP sat with me like this, Mr. Bismarck, and asked me, 'Kumar, do you know what your job is?'" So he was like, "Sir, a doorman." He said, "No, you're my ambassador." And this hotel has 700, at that time, 700 chain of resorts, yachts, hotels all over the world. Kumar, you represent them. You're the first face that our customers see when they come. You represent the CEO. And these customers we have are not regular customers. They're big businessmen like you, Mr. Bismarck. I met the president of Nairobi. I met Sheikh such and such. He started. And Mr. Bismarck, today, I won't change this job for any job inside. I said, "Why?" "On a bad day, I make $1,000 from tips." So what has changed? Did he change his job? Did he change his title? What has changed? He resolved the conflict he had. And he said the first day after that, he heard that, he went and got the roster of names of lists of who's staying at the suites. Mr. Bismarck, I memorized, that's why he knows my name. Memorize, if they have a family, they're vegetarian, he gets to know. The president such and such, Sheikh such and such wants me to work for him. Blah, 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 blah. So did he change his job? So what did he change? What did he change? All he changed was his attitude. That's all he changed. So finding this conflict. I don't know what conflict you have. We all have conflict. And from time to time, this conflict haunts us. With this conflict that you have, it's hard for you to be inspired. You cannot motivate someone. You'll always be the cause of arguments. Like when you argue with your wife, we argue with your husband for some stupid little things. Is it really that what you're arguing about? Or is some deep-rooted conflict that you've not identified? So this you have to bring out. Because until you bring this out to the open, until you yourself sees, hey, this is my problem. I have this conflict inside. That's why there's so much conflict. You could never win. Just like that soldier. How can he fight a battle if he's scared? How can a soldier fight if he's so scared? He'll just hide, right? And shoot like this. Is that a soldier? Do you want some of our special forces like that? Or do you want them to be Rambo, like bullets flying, right? With fearless. So we must be fearless. We're all warriors at the same time. What are you fighting for? You're fighting for your freedom. Is it not? Financial freedom, that's what we're fighting for. We want to be financially free. So that's your fight. So what are you going to be? You want to be a coward? You cannot be a coward. You must be brave. And the battle is not with your enemy. You don't need to battle with anyone. Your greatest battle is inside. That's the greatest jihad is inside. Your greatest battle is inside, not outside.